Okay, our next finish is going to be the method that Rafa Mendez utilizes when he finishes the guillotine from the top. So we're basically going to be making this kind of pressing grip, like gable grip style, where I'm actually pushing upwards. So rather than pulling my choking arm, so my right arm is choking, right? I'm trying to access my right forearm as a lever and close it to finish the choke. So most of the methods that you see involve hooking underneath of that and raising or pulling up. In this case, we're going to be pushing up against the side. So again, you can make it purely gable grip style, but in that case, there's going to be a little bit of shear on your wrist. Now, if your wrist is folded already, that's not a huge problem. In the cases where we're going to be utilizing this finish, we're usually going to be on top. So it's not going to be nearly as much of an issue as it would be. Anytime we're on bottom and we make this shape, if something goes suddenly wrong and some weight shifts onto it, this is a very dangerous thing to do. But if we're on top and we're making this shape, it's not really your wrist, because what the hell is going to fall on your wrist, right? So, but if you're worried about that, again, just use the advice that I gave earlier when it came to finishing the high elbow guillotine, and just grip around this divot here between your ulna and your fingers. And that way, when you're pressing up, you're pressing directly on the lever. Alright, so let's say I get Rory into a mounted guillotine position, because this is often where this is going to happen from. Commonly, this ends up happening for me out of the reverse half guard, where I end up covering someone's head. And we'll go over like the specific setups for this later, but I'll end up here and my shin will be blocking here as I turn up like this. And at this angle, I'm not able to get the high elbow guillotine. Never mind the fact that my partner is going to be grabbing my biceps, covering it. Exactly. This is commonly the scenario you're going to see here. So I'm going to turn, let's just open this up. I'm going to turn my hand open and start pressing against it. So I'll be here, my elbow is covered, so cover my elbow. I'm going to turn my palm. I'm still in that covered elbow position. I don't really care about that. And I'm pulling up and hipping in, or pushing up, sorry. So without Rory there, I'm here, I was gripping like this. My elbow's covered, I can't go high elbow. I turn my hand underneath and I make that grip. So I'm now pushing my wrist up. This push alone is not often going to be enough to secure a finish. What's going to happen, if we go back, I'm just here, as I rotate my hand, he's still going to be covering my elbow and pushing down on it. So I can push up, but he may also just directly grab on top of my wrist. There we go, exactly, and start pulling away. So as I'm pulling up, he's pulling away. It's important that we back this up with our chest, so I'm going to be pressing my rib cage into the back of my hand to prevent him from pulling it down and blocking it, and then I'm going to be hipping in to assist. So even if he's pulling away, as I bridge my hips in, yeah, sorry. The goggles do nothing. The goggles say do nothing. The effect is that my hip is what's actually pushing my forearm into your neck. It's not so much my hand, although my hand is definitely doing that. Without the hand there, he can still kind of monitor and attack this lever. With the hand there and the hip there, it's doubly reinforced, so there's a redundancy. And then I'm bridging off of my left foot off it in this case, and I'm hipping in like this to create the finish. So we're just going gable grip style underneath that wrist bone and reinforcing our wrist. This is a highly reliable finish. It's pretty much my preferred way of dealing with the reverse half guard. Again, we'll go over the entire dealing with the reverse half guard guillotine setup in a future video, but this is your Rafa Mendez style finish for the guillotine.